Mr. Rajakaruna is Deputy High Commissioner for Sri Lanka for South India. He's here with me on We Connect today. It's my distinct pleasure once again to have him on our program. Sir, thank you very much for staying with me on this show. Now, our ties go back very, very many years. What is your reaction to the fact that we have had some distinct opposition to, people coming in from Sri Lanka, sporting personalities, military personnel? I know the military part of it is in the courts at the moment, and even some Sri Lankan tourists who've had a pretty hard time here. Does that bother you at all?
The development or the incidents which happened in the past few months,
yes.
In fact is worrisome. Those incidents are not helpful at all.
Yes.
In our relations with Tamil Nadu or with overall India. These kind of incidents, I think, happened in the context of misinformation fed to certain groups here by external elements. But I feel that they can't engage in these activities if they really look at the developments on the ground in Sri Lanka. On the relations, of course, with Tamil Nadu, our interactions happening in many respects.
Indeed.
People to people level, cultural linkages, then business interactions, various things. So I cannot imagine a situation where that we have to stop these interactions simply because few elements or small groups are working hard and in a determined way to stop this. I think our relationship with Tamil Nadu is long-standing, historical, ancient. There had been periods in the history that, in fact, our level of our interaction has been more on the intellectual,
yes,
more on the academic, at a higher level, really. I think that has been the level
yes,
of relationship. But to see that now a small group of people trying to influence our relationship with emotions, with this kind of activities based on false information is unfortunate. I think I'm quite, of course, happy to see that after the recent incidents, situation have somewhat
eased up,
and normalcy is coming back, and we did not see any incident of violence towards the Sri Lankan visitors here. So that is an encouraging sign that we are witnessing at this particular moment. So I'm sure that the message would have been received here in the political circles here that these things cannot be permitted, and so I think that way the message would also go to the elements, the small anti-Sri Lanka groups, that their activities would not be tolerated here in Tamil Nadu.
And of course, in point of fact, Indians have completely freedom and free to go in and out of Sri Lanka without any problems at all. So am I getting this right, that there is no problem for Indians who are actually traveling into your country, and that they're quite welcome and they sort of wander around and do whatever they wish without any problems at all?
Very much so. The Indians are, I would say, warmly welcome.
Indeed,
at
yes,
any given time, especially last few days. Huge number of Indians were there for the 2020
yes,
cricket tournament, and any given day, the Indians, especially the people of Tamil Nadu, visiting Sri Lanka for various purposes, mainly for tourism, religious tourism as well. So, irrespective of these developments here, there is no feeling of uneasiness or hostile or unfriendliness towards the people of Tamil Nadu. I would say that it's the completely the opposite. Basically, the people would not see any problem with interacting with the Tamil Nadu people. Our people will be warm to people here, will be friendly to people here. They'll be happy to interact with the people of Tamil Nadu.
Right. Well, I'm sorry, and I'm sure you are too, that your team lost the finals of the T20, but sporting has been always a very good way of bonding countries together and of bringing people together. I mean, many countries that, actually have come closer together, but the Sri Lanka football team was actually in trouble over here and were actually not permitted to participate here. That is a cause for concern, isn't it?
Yes, to see that the agitators have diverted their attention to that extent
Yes.
is something worrisome, really.
Yes.
Even to disrupt these kind of sporting activities is something that nobody would approve and cannot sort of comprehend why they are doing these things. The sporting, be it cricket or football or even boat rowing,
Right.
these are activities that has been happening all these years between Tamil Nadu and Sri Lanka, and these are very much activities happening without any governmental involvement, really. In fact, we as the Deputy High Commissioner sometimes are not aware of that. Many of the activities are happening around between the two
Really?
countries. Tamil
That's
Nadu.
good. That means
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
not really government at all.
Exactly.
Right. Let me switch to something different now. I want to talk to you about the trade ties between India and Sri Lanka. Are you enthused about the way trade is improving between these two countries?
I would say yes. To see that the trade is increasing is encouraging sign. After the signing of the India-Sri Lanka Free Trade Agreement,
Yes.
There is a substantial increase of volume of the trade. In fact, the trade is very much in favor of India, but still we see that there are opportunities for Sri Lanka also to gain from this trading partnership. And business interaction is quite encouraging. For example, last March there was Expo 2012 in Colombo. We have noticed that the second largest delegation had gone from here, from Tamil Nadu, from
Right.
southern India.
Indeed.
So that shows the interest on the part of the business people here to work with their Sri Lankan counterparts. So Sri Lanka at this particular time is offering quite a number of opportunities for businesses here in Tamil Nadu. Sri Lanka is at this point is on a rapid development progress level. Last 2-3 years since the end of the conflict, country has recorded a growth rate of about 8%. I would say the northeast provinces have recorded in year 2010 22% growth rate. Last year it has been 37% growth rate in those provinces.
Right.
This shows that the country in general, and particularly those two provinces which were under
Yes.
conflict, are now back to development process.
Right. Well, it's time for us once again to take a very short break, and we'll get right back with you here on We Connect. So do continue to keep watching us. More to come.